My name is Abalari Ayinde Deborah, and here with me is Abimbola, Mr. Ayola, my partner. Please, can you introduce yourself, sir?
I'm Mr. Abdulkarim Tajuddin Abdulkarim. I'm a staff at the Department of Microbiology.
Can you briefly introduce the skill you teach and its real-world applications?
I take Iru production, which is a local seasoning. So I take students on how to produce Iru locally using different methods from market to production and fermentation, which will eventually give us the final product, which is
Why do you believe this skill is important for undergraduate students to learn?
well, in the modern day, we normally encourage our students to, after even getting their certificate, they should have another skill that will help them when they operate. And it's a local seasoning that is really gaining ground now because the normal artificial seasoning we use, the Maggi, and all those monosodium glutamate, which is called Ajinomoto, they have their own health risk. But if it has many benefits to the human body, many health benefits. So um, I think the use of food as a natural seasoning is really gaining ground due to its uses.
What are the basic requirements or prerequisites needed to start learning this skill?
Well, the first thing is you trying to getting your raw material. That is very important. That is the inherit. So if you get the inherit, then there are other things you need. That you should have a kitchen where you need to cook, produce your food. You should have firewood which will be used for the cooking, and production of eagle needs a good source of water for the production and processes, and you need a dark room for incubation where the fermentation will take place to give you a final product.
How long does it typically take for a complete beginner to become proficient?
It doesn't take much. The first thing is, like I said earlier, you knowing the required raw materials and other equipment or facilities needed for the production. Once you have this, then you can now start the production. I'll give you the production process. First is you get the source of your unit from the market, you bring it to your kitchen, then you start the processing. You have the primary processing, the secondary processing. Primary processing is you bring it to contain some foreign bodies, you need to sort it out, clean it, you understand? Then there's a process we call debulking. That is removing the outer cover, you soak in the bulk. After the cooking, then you now start the cooking process. You need to cook it for between 24 hours as a day. After cooking, then you will now do the other processes. That is the boiling, where you need to remove the another cover. After the deboiling, you need to wash it, then resort it again so as to remove other remnants of the cover or stones and all that. After that, you wash it, then you now steam it. It is like this steaming process that salt is being added for preservation. After steaming it, you pack it out in a calabash, a big calabash, you close it, and then you now take it into the incubating room where our microorganisms will ferment it. You understand, to give you the final Iru product.
The process I knew before, um, salt will not be added, but now I learn
We
after.
normally add salt. So salt will add taste to it, and it will serve as a preservative to help you. It will help you to preserve our iru. So one good thing about our own iru is that our final iru is it is neat, it is free of stone, sand, and it has a good shelf life. It has a good shelf life. That means you can keep it on the shelf without it getting spoiled. You understand? Without you putting it in the refrigerator, if you put it on the shelf, our iru can start for between 2 to 3 weeks. You understand?
Thank you, sir. Like I would like to ask if salt can be added after the euro has been fermented.
Yes, there are some people used to add salt again so as to further preserve it again. Yes, salt can be added. And perhaps if you want to dry it, you understand, you can add little salt again. All is just for you to preserve it. You know.
Can you give examples of successful students who now make money using this skill?
Yes, there's one of my students that sat in Abuja, and he called me like I think 2 years back, and was asking me about the production processes. I explained to him, and asked me if I still have can send him the notes of the production process. And I asked him what's the problem. He now told me that he wants to be making it that he has some supermarkets, I think art store, and one other store in Abuja that he has discussed with their manager, and they are very interested in they want the dry one, and he told them he can also grind it into a powder form and add some spices like fish, dry fish. And he called me after like a few months back, and he told me that in fact I mentioned him that other supermarkets have started contacting him. Then also I have a student who is currently in UK, uh, mostly during the December period. He used to come down to Nigeria, and anytime he's going, he used to produce used to produce a lot and take it down to UK.
What are the potential income ranges for students at the beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels?
Well, the thing is, you see, in the production of you, we used to face some challenges because some if you go to a pattern, those who I don't think before that's before you can see who has 15 naira. So if you now produce your own Euro and you say you want to sell it above that price, people will be asking, even that they don't say they do not talk to 100 naira like that. But even now, it's not like that. But if you can produce if you can convince your customers on how special your own Euro is, first your Euro is neat, production process is neat, the final process, I told you, it has a longer shelf life. The ones you buy in the pattern, by the time you keep it on the shelf between 2 days, it gets spoiled. But I can tell you our own you can spend 3 weeks on the shelf without you putting it inside the refrigerator, that it will still be fresh. And even if you dry the dry one can spend 2 to 3 years and it will still be fresh if you want to use it. You understand? So this is how if you package it well, it can fetch you income.
What are the top industries or sectors where these skills is in high demand?
Yeah, in fact, that even reminds me. There's a student of mine that I think he is doing the right thing. He was serving in Jos. He also called me and he told me he's doing this. He's serving in one of the companies that makes this outside seasoning called the Dawa. And the Dawa, it's the Hausa form of Iru. And he told me that among the raw materials that they use is Iru, that they need Iru in high demand. And I told him on how to mass produce it. And he said he will try and set it up. So in the seasoning industry, Iru is a very important raw material that they use even in the production of Maggi and co. It's like the Iru is part of the raw material used.
How can students market themselves effectively after learning the skill?
This new era of social media, what you just need to do is package your product well and you throw it to the social media. When you see how you will go, you fly around. Just make sure your packaging is the most important. You find out you need to be well packaged. And by the time you package it well and you send it into all these different social media,
What advice do you give students who want to scale from small jobs to major
I
projects?
always tell students to be focused. They should be focused. They should know what they want because I believe every student has a particular skill they're born with. So focus. If students are focused, I'm very sure it's kind of leading the greatness.
I would like to ask if there are any machines or devices that can aid the.
Yes, yes. There in the previous years, like the hulling process, that's the second stage of production. Where after cooking, we still need to peel another cover again. Before we used to use mortar and pestle. This takes a lot of time and energy. But now we have a machine, a dehulling machine that can actually do the hulling process. And the process is very fast and the result is fantastic. So yes, we have machines that can help. And also we are looking into how we can cook. Because during production of food, we face a lot of challenge. Challenge of firewood, challenge of water, you understand? So now there's a machine, we know if we can package the food engineering, there should be a machine, maybe an autoclave that can help us cook without us stressing ourselves, getting firewood and cooking it for almost 24 hours. So these are things we are trying to look into to ease the production process.
Yes, ma'am. So finally, I would like to ask what should students do immediately after completing your training to start any
Well, what they should do is first they should know the production processes and they should know the right raw materials needed for the production of food. And once we are done with our own here, they can set up a very small well, you understand, and test run it to see whether it will give them the results. If it does not, they can come back to us. We are always ready. We are always available to tutor students. You understand? So once they do that, then they should keep on marketing it. The social media is there. It's very accessible to students. They can push all their products to and you see how the products will fly. So that's my advice.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for your time and
It's a
thank you
pleasure.
for making yourself
Thank you.
available
Thank you.
to shed light more light on the production of food. Thank you.
Thank you.